Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the table. It's your boy, Antonio P, or as I am referring to myself as, the Super Claus. That's right, bringing it. I'm in the holiday spirit, ladies and gentlemen. Don't ruin it for me. All right. With me, as always, my right hand man, the Red Dog, Clifford Miller. Cliff, say what's up. Here we
I
go.
am the law.
I see. This week is a rerun, but hey,
It's
it's
a
a
rerun.
great
We got
rerun.
stuck. We got
It's a
stuck in
great
the time
rerun.
loop.
All
I
right.
can't help it.
Hey man, it works. With us, as always, Mr. Swagtastic. Swag, say what's up.
Johnny, I said we'll get to it later. All right, now's not the time. I'm with. Oh, hey, what's up?
How's it going? Nice of you to join us.
Yeah, good,
Yeah.
good to be here.
Awesome. Awesome. I like it. I love it. And it's gonna tie into what we talk about later. So that's awesome. Oh man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have a lot of content to bring you today. And I know Cliff kind of did a crash course right before we got into the episode, so he's super hyped.
Yo.
Swag has a lot that he's going to talk about as well because he got some hands-on experience with a new release this week, and that's going to be fun. But before we get into all of that, I do have some smaller stories that we need to talk about. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you saw it. I know Swag saw it. Cliff, I don't know if you saw it. There's also a secondary reason why I'm wearing this again today. Tyler Hoechlin got a new Superman suit. I don't know if y'all saw it, but it looks awesome. Swag put that suit up right here.
There you go.
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it. It looks fantastic. I never had a problem with his original suit, but this is definitely like leagues ahead of it. It looks amazing. It was built by the people over at LJ Supersuits. If you don't know who they are, Cliff, they designed they built all the suits for the boys. They work on Titans. They did all the suits for Stargirl. They've done a bunch of work in the superhero genre, and their work is phenomenal and fantastic. I think for me, they are right up there with Ironhead Studios, and who knows, in another 2 years, they might even be beyond Ironhead Studios. We'll see. But this suit, I think, is fantastic. It looks, I mean, with the exception of Henry Cavill's Superman suit, like this is what I would imagine a modern day Superman looks like. So I have nothing bad to say about it. I think it looks fantastic. I think Tyler looks great in it. I'm gonna throw this over to Cliff. You have any thoughts on this, on the new suit?
Oh no, I love the suit. I saw it pop up in my timeline, and I'm like, okay. So I click on it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. Swag, what about you?
Yeah, I love it. Like we were talking about it when they released it, and I brought up the belt and even like the material that the suit is made out of.
Yeah,
Like it looks really good, and
Yeah.
man, like I like the like that metallic look on the belt too. Like that looks really cool.
yeah, I agree. It really makes it like pop. It looks really
Yeah.
cool. And yeah, I said it to you as well. I was like, I feel like this new belt looks way better than the previous one. Again, like I didn't hate the previous suit. I really liked it, but this is just phenomenal. Like I love it. I love all the choices they made with it. It looks great. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, can't wait to see the show. It will be premiering in February, so there it is, Superman and Lois on the CW. Like I said, small story, but cool nonetheless. If you haven't seen it, we just showed it to you. Looks awesome. Let us know what you guys think about it. All right, the second story I want to talk about before we get into this, The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, officially rated R. How do we feel about that, Cliff?
Oh, we already know all the best movies that are on the comic side are rated R. Let's just be real.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. Yeah, let's do it. Swag, what about you?
Yeah, I'm happy. This is gonna be awesome. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
I agree. I feel like the first Suicide Squad should have been rated R. Like this is one of those
Yeah,
that's like why wouldn't you do that? Like, so yeah, no, and like I said, we've been hearing rumblings that this was indeed intended to be rated R, but it's nice to finally know. And like I said, the reason we know this is because the certification leaked and ahead of CCXP, which was last weekend, and so there it is, rated R. So yeah, very cool, very cool. At least we won't get any watered down versions of like King Shark biting people's heads off. So that that's gonna be nice. So yeah, man, I can't wait. Can't wait to see it.
As far
And
as rated R go, as far as
ahead.
rated R goes, it means ridiculously fucking awesome. Is that what rated R stands for?
That's what it stands for in my head. So
Sounds like a win.
especially in regards to this movie.
Yep.
All right, and then the final sort of smaller news piece that I want to bring up. It was just announced this morning, ladies and gentlemen, and we are recording on Friday, December, what is that?
11.
December 11th, 2020. So this morning, it was announced that Wonder Woman 1984 will have their virtual premiere on December 15th on DCFandom.com. So that means we're all invited. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check that out, do yourself a favor, head over to DCFandom.com on December 15th. It's being 12 o'clock Pacific time, so adjust that for yourself if you want to attend the virtual premiere. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there for anybody who might be interested in that as well. So there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are the smaller stories. Let's get into it. We're going to go with games. Swag, I'm going to hand this over to you because, like I said at the top of the show, you got some hands-on experience with Cyberpunk 2077. Finally. Yeah. And I know you've been streaming.
Oh, yeah.
Gentlemen, I have not got my hands on it yet because it's one of my Christmas presents this year. So I won't play it until Christmas. So, but I will be on it as soon as I possibly can. Now, like I said, Swag, take it away. What were your first impressions? How do you feel about the game?
Yeah, I keep saying it every time I play it, but this game was definitely worth the wait, for me anyways.
Mm.
And that's including all of the problems that I ran into, which aren't that many. I mean, you've been going back and forth on that, and it's like, yeah, I haven't been experiencing as much as everybody else, problems-wise. And the ones that I ran into were super minor, and none of that stuff ever ruined the way I see this game and my opinion on it. Like, I still love this game, and I've been having fun over the past 2 days.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, like I think it's mostly the story. The story and just game design in general. Like, I don't know. It keeps me going. Like, yesterday I was streaming, and I had been streaming for a long time. I think that stream is like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I'm gonna stop. Like, I've been going for a long time, and I think I should stop. But even though I was saying that, I was still driving to my next destination. and I kept going. As soon as I got there, I kept playing, and I kept doing all this stuff and I even said it out loud. I was like, I know I said I was gonna stop, but I can't stop. Like, I want to keep going in the story, and I want to keep unraveling everything and discovering everything and hearing about these characters and all that. It's really well done. So, and yeah, I don't know if I said it on stream. Yeah, I did. I had said that with all the problems that I experienced, I still rank this as up there with New Vegas for me, as RPG games.
Yeah.
And those are like my top two. And I'm not going to
Nice.
pick right now which one's my number one because you can't make me choose. Those two, I love those two for the same reasons.
Favorite child.
Yeah, exactly. For the two reasons, it's story and it's just combat too. It's like that type of combat where it's fun, but it also gives you stories to tell
Yeah.
because I had told you there are these giant mechs in the game that look like Ed from RoboCop,
Yeah.
and I ended up having to fight two of them. I didn't know how to take them out, so I just started chucking grenades at them.
Which
And
seems
then
to be a logical strategy.
yeah.
But
And
I like
then I
that.
ended up searching the battlefield. I ran out of grenades. I found a big machine gun. I picked it up and started unloading rounds into it, and I
yeah.
finished the fight that way. So yeah, it's fun. 'Cause it's and that's another thing. I want to talk about this too with the game. I guess I'm just so used to like all the MMOs and the way that those games have been working.
Yeah.
Because I ended up walking down an alley, which yeah, that's a bad idea, obviously. And I ran into these gang members that were just hanging out, and they got hostile towards me. I got into a gunfight and I killed them, but I didn't expect to be able to pick up their weapons. And I was like, "Oh, that's different." And then I remembered, "Oh wait, no, this used to be the norm." Before MMOs became like the main RPG focus. And I ended up getting like a blue rarity SMG off of one of them. Uh, so I appreciate having that kind of uh, what's the word? Freedom, I guess, to
Yeah.
kind of to be able to loot the battlefield properly and like if I'm out of ammo, just go and grab a gun off of somebody else and start using that instead. I have
Yeah.
done that multiple times. Uh, but yeah, it's that stuff I love.
Yeah.
And and going to story, uh I'm only I have not been playing that long.
hmm
I will admit. Uh
Well, I don't know about that. Like I said, you spent like the majority of the last couple days playing.
that's true.
You were pretty
I've
much
probably
streaming
like
all day yesterday.
yeah,
So
probably like 6 or 7 hours, probably, I'd
yeah.
say. And if I had to take a guess,
hmm
I think I'm barely in like out of the outro and into like act 1. Like it doesn't feel like I've gotten that far in the story. And not to mention there's also uh they in the menu they mark there's like 3 different things up top in the menu with percentages underneath them.
hmm
One is the samurai logo, another one is like just a silhouette of a person. I don't remember what the other one is. I think the third one is like just random like side quests and all that.
hmm
But the two that I'm sure are like the main stuff is the silhouette and the samurai. Obviously the samurai because that has to do with Johnny.
hmm
But the silhouette is only at 20% and the samurai is only at 10%. And
Huh.
I've been playing for a little while, for quite some
Right.
time. Uh, so yeah, like I feel like I've barely just scratched the surface on what there is to do in the game.
Right. Yeah, and that was the thing that I saw a lot of people talking about. Like I said, there's another streamer that I think you and I both are aware of. I don't know how much you watch, but I was watching her stream and
Yeah.
she was talking about like, oh, well, like look at just how big the city is. Like she was blown away by it. She was like,
Yeah.
I've been doing this tiny little area of the map. Look at all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah, I mean, Yeah, like, there's so much to explore in the game, and there's so much. So yeah, I could see how you could spend like hours and hours and hours upon end and like barely scratch the surface of like missions and objectives. Like, because if you're just going off and exploring the city,
Yeah.
yeah, man, like I can imagine. So yeah, but I mean, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun. Definitely sounds like it's addictive. Like that's
It
for sure.
is. I
And
wanted to try and play some more before we started recording, but didn't
yeah,
have enough time to.
yeah, but I mean, definitely, people, if they're interested, they can go to your YouTube channel and check it out because those streams are still available to watch, right?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, they could definitely go over there and check that out, and I advise you do so as well because, like I said, like Swag touched on it a little bit, and I guess now would be the time to talk about it, Swag, where
Mm.
upon launch, people kind of were talking about like they were running into problems running the game and like, glitches, whether it was graphical or whatnot.
Yeah.
But you didn't really run into any of that, did you?
No, not no. Um, and
And
there
I
was
kept asking you about it, like because
yeah,
I knew you were playing it, and like I said, I haven't played it yet, but I was keeping an eye on it on Twitter, and so I was like, oh, is this really what's happening? And I would ask you, and you're
mhm.
like, no, I haven't had any of that happen to me,
Yeah,
which was a big sigh of relief for me. But that made me question, like, well, I don't know if some of this might be fake, or if it is real, then like maybe that has to do with the specific hardware that they're running. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know. But like, you didn't really run into it. You said you had your first encounter with a glitch yesterday,
yeah.
and you only ran into it the one time,
The one
right?
time, yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know. That sounds pretty good to me.
yeah, yeah. And there was, I said it at the beginning of yesterday's stream. Uh, I said I was like, it's like I gotta warn you guys, my game did crash like twice in a short period of time, so be aware.
Mhm.
But after that, like that stream went on for 4 hours,
Yep.
so like that was like it. And after that, it still didn't crash after I stopped because I kept playing after I stopped streaming, and
Yeah.
it still didn't crash. And no, yeah, it's I don't know. I think it really is just like the way people are pushing it and just the hardware they're using. I think is what the
And
problem is currently.
yeah, that definitely sounds like what it is. And
Yeah.
like I was saying to you, I was like, it kind of makes me feel better that I'm not playing it right now because I'm sure by the time I get it, like those issues will have been ironed out completely, and I'll be
Yeah.
one of them playing it like I don't understand what people were complaining about. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Like like I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen to me. So, um, but yeah. So as of right now, Swag, what would you rate this game?
Man.
And mind you, again, for anybody out there, like he has not completed it, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, like
first
right
impressions,
now, yeah.
yeah, first impressions. What would you give this game?
Like I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it because it's true. Like I'm enjoying this game so much. Uh like 10 out of 10. Because it's gunplay is solid.
Uh huh.
Just even driving, like it's a little hard at first, but the more and more you get used to it, the better it feels in your hand. Driving is pretty solid once you get the hang of it. And story, like I keep going, like the story in the game is it's
Hmm.
really good. Like
Yeah.
it got to a point where like it actually got really emotional.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah.
That was
So
quick.
it's yeah, and
Nice.
it was pretty yeah. It's no, this story, the way that they did it, and so far the way that they're handling it, like I'm enjoying it, and I love it, and I can't wait to play more. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for me.
Awesome. Awesome. That sounds great. Like I said, I can't wait to get my hands on the game, and yeah, I will definitely. Like I said, oh, what's up, Cliff?
I have a question because it was
Mhm.
brought to my attention. about the full customization options that you have at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Boy, I can't wait to see where Cliff takes this. Go ahead, Cliff.
I'm just saying that it was brought to my attention that a certain member of the family tree can be extended or shortened depending on how you want,
And also, depending on
or
which
removed.
side you're on, you can also have 2 others added onto that one. I did. Yes, that is correct. But I had turned on the filter before I started streaming because I did not want to get struck
Yeah.
with with a claim.
I just,
Though I
I'm not
will admit, the filter did break on me in the middle of the game
Oh boy.
yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, well, that happened." And I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"Okay, so what's going on?" So I had to back out and fix it, and I was like, I already know the answer to this question, but did you guys like the view?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. One of my friends who is playing currently was just like, well, I don't even say one of our friends. One of our close friends of the show, Mr. Chaz Evans, says he was like, yeah, when I was picking the options, it said you could have a long one or a short one. And I was like, who the hell wants a short one?
Yep. It was funny because I saw somebody on Twitter when they were customizing theirs, and they were like, "Huh? According to this game, I have a short one in real life." Other than that, this game is a 10 out of 10. I was like, "Geez, wow, okay."
Yeah, I saw a clip of somebody too. They were doing it, and they got to like the chest size on their character, and she was like, "Okay, well, clearly it's not going to be this big," and she sent it all the way back.
Wow,
Like a
that's
lot
crazy.
of self-deprecating jokes from a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen a few online, and I'm kind of like terrified to even say what they were here on the show because it's like I don't want to get too, too obscene. It was funny, don't get me wrong, it was
Yeah.
hilarious, but like, nah, I'm not gonna repeat any of that here. But yeah, no, I knew Cliff was gonna go there right away. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course I was going to. Maybe like I'm gonna be that dude who's gonna be like, hey, yo, I heard that you can make your schlong small or long, depending on how you're feeling for that day. Or
depending on,
off,
or depending on the weather,
depending on
who
the
knows?
weather.
Who
Just
knows?
nothing. Yeah.
Some variables.
Help out with that.
Yes,
Help
exactly.
make sure you don't do anything wrong, you know.
Yeah. But Swag,
Uh,
you bring up an interesting thing that I wanted to talk about also that I would have forgot about otherwise. But like you said, there's a filter so that like any nudity in the game will not go onto your stream. Although, like you said, it broke at one
it
point.
broke at one point, so
There
be
apparently-
aware, people.
yeah, beware of that for sure. But there was another issue with the you can also turn off the copyrighted music. That way you don't get a copyright strike on your stream or whatever. But there was apparently a glitch with that where one of the tracks still snuck in. But CDPR said that they are working on that patch right now. I mean, it's probably available right now. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
they
maybe.
they were quick to be like, yeah, we're getting on that right now. Like we don't, but we'll fix that right away.
Yeah.
So yeah, so go ahead, Cliff. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's just amazing to think of like they put in all this time and stuff, and they get all these copyrights for like music, and then they turn around and they're like, hey, by the way, if you want to turn this off, here's your option. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, but that's what makes this game. Like, I just couldn't imagine playing like Grand Theft Auto and then having to like, oh yeah, I don't want any of the good music.
No,
Well,
exactly.
also
Go
it
ahead.
is weird the way it works because it I don't think it works like this on PC, but for me, since I'm streaming straight from the console, it leaves some of it on for you, but it mutes it in the stream
Mm.
without
that's
muting game sound or your voice or anything.
That's cool.
Because I was watching back the first stream I did, and I was in the car and I was listening to the radio, and I was like, "Hey, wait a minute! Shouldn't there be a song playing on the radio right now?"
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
makes a little sense, but yeah, it'd be nice if it was a bit more consistent. But
Mhm.
and
But
again,
like I
who
also
knows, they'll
said,
probably fix that. Go ahead, Swag. Go ahead.
yeah. But I also like I said, like some are left unmuted and it will detect it in stream, but I have noticed that when I was flicking through the different radio stations that they there was nothing playing on them, and I was like, why is there nothing playing on this station? I want to hear what this is about. And then I was like, oh, it's the copyrighted music. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it's weird. I mean, the whole like copyright thing is strange. Like it's
Yeah.
still that whole thing is a mess, but like Cliff says, man, it's like, back in the day playing GTA 3 or San Andreas or whatever, like without that music, it's like, what? Like, come on. That's part of the appeal. So
Yeah.
I'm Cliff, I'm with you.
And here's something cool and really good about it. The RTJ track, that's not copyrighted.
Of course it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
It's like you could
Mike and LP are so like, whatever.
Yeah. It's like, no, we want people to be killing people on the streets of Night City to our songs.
Yeah. We want to see those streams with our track blasting in the background. Like, of course they would.
So much so that it plays over the beginning montage of you and the character Jackie doing a bunch of crimes leading up to the beginning. Like the opening to like the city and stuff in the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's up, Cliff?
I was just saying, I was like, just think like, and those guys too, like with their music being like not copyrighted, like people are gonna go find their music and listen to it, and then they're probably gonna find like their own album. I mean, this is gonna be a whole another debate topic where we're gonna be talking about copyrighted music and how some people are just completely fucking stupid for being like, this is our music, we have to get paid for our stuff. Like, yeah, we know, we get it, we know, but at the end of the day, man, if I want to murder someone to Enter Sandman, god damn it, let me murder someone to Enter Sandman.
Yeah, seriously.
If I want to be, if I want to be Raiden and I want to hit somebody and I want to scream, "We're off to Never Never Land," boom, off to somebody's head. Let me do it.
Yeah. And again, like it goes to like RTJ, Mike and L. Like they straight up give their music away on their website. Like they don't care. You can download all of their albums for free off of the website. Like, so no, man, I love those dudes. Like that's dope. That's really dope of them. So I mean, I'm gonna start like fanboying over RTJ. So we should probably go ahead and just. But no, man, like I can't wait to get my hands on this game. It'll be like what, 2 weeks from now. So that's gonna be fun. Go ahead.
One last thing, and this is it. Like we were way back when they announced like all the artists that they were going to be working on the soundtrack for the game. Like we were talking about it and we were getting excited about it. Like listening to the score, like the score is amazing. But there was a moment. There was a moment in the heist quest. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's very spoilery, but there's a part where something very big happens, and the music that played over it, I was listening to it and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's Tina Guo. Yeah, and I was like, that's so cool. That makes this whole thing so much better.
And for anybody out there who doesn't know who Tina Guo is, she is the cellist, the electric cellist, who plays the Wonder Woman theme song. That dope riff that everybody loves. That's her. So yeah, that's awesome. Dude, I forgot she did music for the game. Like, thank you for reminding me.
No, I forgot too until the music started playing.
That's awesome. I'm definitely pick up the score for sure. Like I'm gonna buy the soundtrack albums as well. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So yeah, I can't wait to play this game. It's gonna be awesome, ladies and gentlemen. If you're playing it, let us know what you think. And have you run into any issues running the game? So. All right, so yeah, thank you for that, Swag. It's awesome. No Again, go check out his YouTube channel if you want to see what shenanigans he gets up to in Cyberpunk 2077. That's going to be awesome. You might see me pop up over there at some point, so definitely check that out. The other thing I want to talk about in video games before we get to sort of the big news I know Cliff is dying to explode about. So yesterday was also the video game awards, and
Oh yeah.
there were a lot of trailers and announcements that came out for it. We don't have enough time to get into all of that, but the one that got me super hyped and excited, and I immediately told Swag about it because I knew there's an Evil Dead game coming out, and like, oh, I'm so excited! I'm so excited! I saw the trailer. I fanboyed so hard, like they recreated moments from all the movies, and they got Bruce Camp, or at least they're using audio from the movie anyways in the trailer, so it is Bruce Campbell's voice. It is Bruce Campbell's likeness as Ash, although it's young Ash. It's not Ash from Ash vs. Evil Dead. However, Kelly from Ash vs. Evil Dead is in the game, as revealed in the trailer. That's not a spoiler. It's in the trailer. Don't come at me. As well as King Arthur from Army of Darkness. When I saw Arthur come out of the cabin, I was like, "Are you serious right now?" Like this. So, yeah, I'm really hyped about this game. There was another character that's in the trailer as part of Ash's crew. I did not recognize him. He might be new just for the game. However, I was telling Swag, I was like, I feel like that was a missed opportunity to include Mia from the 2013 Evil Dead film, because even in this game, like we know that the book is capable of moving through space and time, which is why you can have young Ash, but you can also have Kelly from Ash vs. Evil Dead, who she didn't meet Ash until he was an old man. And that would have been the perfect way to bring Mia over from her Earth to this Earth, and like, and I don't know, like I was saying, like there's this other character in the trailer, don't recognize him at all, but I was telling Swag like that might be a swerve, like a misdirect. Like maybe they don't want to spoil that Mia is in the game, so they swapped in this generic character for the trailer reveal. Or she could possibly be DLC in the future. Who knows? I am keeping my fingers crossed that we do get to see her at some point. But either way, I am super hyped for this game. I can't wait to play it. The footage looked amazing. And Swag, who's the studio who's doing this?
Oh, Saber Interactive.
Saber, yeah. So, and you were saying like they have a pretty good track record with doing stuff like this. So
yeah, I don't remember what they made, but I do remember, like, I remember seeing it a lot, so that should say something.
Yeah. So I'm super hyped for this game. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Evil Dead, and if we're gonna get a new video game, I'm all for it. Cliff, you have any thoughts on this?
No, I just pumped into my veins because I'm excited for Evil Dead. I'm not even gonna front. And I agree, Mia definitely should be in this game. So I'm hoping that either she's in the game or that she is DLC.
Yes, I agree, 100%. Swag, what about you? Like I said, I know you're not a huge Evil Dead fan, but like, what did you think about this? Because I remember when I showed you, I sent you the trailer, and at first you were like, "Oh, did they finally?" I can't remember what you said, and I was
Did
like,
they finally
"No."
do it? Did they reveal the thing?
I was like, "No." Well, they finally did something, and then I showed it to you, and you were like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, because I was expecting. I was talking about Silent Hills PT.
Yeah.
But that's, we'll leave that for some other time.
But yeah, we'll get into that another video. But
Yeah.
what do you think of the trailer, man?
No, like gameplay wise, like I said this to you, I was like, I'm glad that people are taking the Left 4 Dead formula and kind of reusing it and adding to it. And it works well for the stuff that they've been using it for, like this and the World War Z game.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, I think that's what they made. I think they made the World War Z game.
Because I remember you bringing that up. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like this kind of formula, I think, is like really good for like this type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I can't, like, either way, like I may not like know a whole lot about the movies, but hey, man, like if you want somebody to help you out in this, like, yeah, I'm so down to play this.
For sure. We're definitely going to play online. So, yeah, man, it's awesome. I believe it's a PlayStation exclusive, though, because I only saw the PlayStation logos on it at the end of the trailer. So, But I could be wrong about that. Like I said, we'll keep you guys updated. The more we know about it, the more you'll know. So, yeah, man, I can't wait to play this game. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, so that's gonna do it for games this week. Now let's get into this is the biggest news of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, again, like a lot of stuff happened yesterday. It was a weird day, very weird day. Good day though, but just an odd day for everybody to hold their events. So Disney had their investor day yesterday, which is, that's where they sort of reveal all their upcoming projects and stuff like that, whether they're in development or it's just a concept at this point. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. So, yesterday they announced 10, count them, 10 Star Wars projects, 10 Marvel series, and let's see, how many?
Is it 15?
Let's see, 10 Star Wars. Hold on, I'm going through the article, ladies and gentlemen. Let me. Yeah, 10 Marvel and just some. I don't know exactly how many, but just some other like Pixar, Disney projects. But it was a big announcement. A lot of this stuff. Most of it I was not anticipating, and a lot of it I am very excited for. Cliff, since I know you got a lot to say, because like I said, you just kind of like did a crash course after we started recording. What are the ones you're looking most forward to, and like what were your reactions to this?
Okay, I'm just gonna be off the jump. Like the number one thing that I was excited about, you guys are gonna find this hilarious too. Tiana is getting her own special. I was super excited.
Yeah.
We talk about representation all the time, so definitely something to see that pop.
Yeah.
Was cool. The Moana series that's gonna be done, the live sing along was really cool, and then they have the new god dang it, what's the name? The Last Dragon, was that right?
Raya? Is it Raya?
Raya, yeah. Right, yeah. That was excited for those three. Those were like the big ones I was really excited about seeing. Outside of that, oh come on, man, let's be real. Everything that's going on in Marvel world, you already know. Like I'm in for like everything that was announced. I was super excited for everything from and what was the cool. And we talked about it last week about like the recast of in the last episode. We talked about the possibility with Black Panther. We found out that Black Panther is going forward. They're not recasting Chadwick, which kind of feel like it could be as a kind of a loss. But we've already kind of.
That one feels weird specifically, like not to rehash the discussion or the argument, whatever you want to call it, that we had. But like they said, they're not going to recast the character, which fine if that's their decision, that's fine. But they said they didn't really talk about how they're going to handle that character. They really just kind of said that they're going to explore more of the world of Wakanda, which is really weird. Like look, I get it. Like if you want to shift more towards other characters in Wakanda, that's cool, but like don't call it Black Panther 2 then. Like
right.
That's just weird. But again, like that's really the only thing that feels weird about it to me. But go ahead, Cliff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that was like and finding out, we get Wakanda, looking at the bigger world of Wakanda, there's like a lot of stuff that was just thrown out, and I'm only like kind of dipping and dabbing in like everything because I know we'll probably go down detail by detail. And another big one I was actually looking forward to, and I know we'll talk about this too, but Patty Jenkins doing Rogue Squadron, like I'm so in for that, especially the clip that they showed with her like just talking. I was like, yo, I'm so hyped. I was like, they did you so dirty at Marvel. I'm glad Star Wars is like, hey, come and join us.
Isn't that weird? Like, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I noticed a weird thing there where like Oscar Isaac was done dirty by Lucasfilm, and then he went over to Marvel because Marvel's like, don't worry, we're not going to do that to you. And then like Marvel did Patty dirty, and she went over to Star Wars because they're like, hey, we'll let you do whatever you want to do here. such
Imagine
a
like
thing,
the turf war that went on, right?
right?
And Oscar was like, "Oh man, they did me so dirty." And Marvel's like, "Yo, come to us. We'll take care of you." And then they're like, "Fuck her." And she went to the Marvel, and Star Wars was like, "Hey yo, fuck Marvel, eh? You can come hang out with us." I don't know why they have a Mexican accent.
Yeah,
Fuck Marvel, eh? You can come
This
hang out
is
with us.
this is like, and I'm gonna be the only one that gets. This is like the the Sleeping Dogs, but instead of like it being the Chinese Triad in Hong Kong, it's Disney and all their studios underneath there.
Yeah.
it's so weird that there's that weird like rivalry going on. Like you guys are part of the same company. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Like they all live in New York, but this is a West Side Story.
there it is. Boom, nailed it, Cliff. Oh man, but yes, Cliff, I am very excited. Like, because I saw that announcement for Rogue Squadron, uh, directed by Patty Jenkins. I was like, what? Like, yes, sign me up right now. Yes, I'm in, because I will watch anything that woman is involved with. Like, she's fantastic. And like you said, that clip where she's just sort of talking about it, fantastic, amazing. I do want to talk about that a little bit here, because for anyone who doesn't know, back when Rogue One was announced, everybody assumed, not me, but everybody else was like, oh, it's going to be Rogue Squadron. And that's not what that movie was. But it's cool that we are getting a Rogue Squadron movie now. So I'm definitely all about it. So yeah, that's very cool. I'm very, very, very hyped about that, as well as, like, Cliff said he's all about the Marvel stuff they announced. I saw all the trailers, and again, like, I don't mean to be like raining on anybody's parade, but I was just kind of like, whatever. I mean, I thought that trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier looked really cool. That looks really cool, but like WandaVision doesn't really look like it's my thing. The What If series, that's cool. That's cool. I'm always into like alternate takes on stuff. Like, that's what I love about Elseworlds when DC does that. But yeah, so like that's cool. But most of the other stuff didn't really move the needle for me.
Let me move my water cup while we have this discussion.
Let me bring this up real quick, because I know Swag has some thoughts about this as well. Cliff, I want to get your thoughts on this right away. So they finally announced, confirmed, Fantastic Four is coming, which would be cool, but they also announced that the Fantastic Four is being directed by John Watts. And if you don't know who he is, he's the guy who is currently ruining Spider-Man for the MCU. So when I found out he was attached to direct this new Fantastic Four movie, any excitement that I might have had for this project immediately right out the window, like gone. Like I literally, when I read that, I was like,
Yeah.
so Cliff, how do you feel about this, man? I want to know how you feel about this, like, for real.
Yo, it doesn't matter like who directs whatever movie. It's just their name is there. It's a Kevin Feige film. Like,
Straight up, man, straight up. But like that's the thing that, like, okay, because I'm glad you brought that up. I really am. I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to talk about, how everybody is all over the Russo brothers, like, oh, they're such fantastic directors. It's like, they're really not. Like, anything they did good for Marvel was basically because they were taking orders from Kevin Feige. Have you seen any of their other movies they've done since they finished off Endgame? No, you haven't. You know why? Because they're not good directors. So I don't know, man. Like I said, John Watts. Although, like, okay, so let's bring this up. Let's hash this out right here. Let's get all the facts out there right now. So when talking about John Watts, and specifically what he did with Spider-Man, this goes back to, so Swag. Okay, again, we're not going to talk about this specifically. Swag and I have both started watching The Mandalorian.
Yep.
We're sharing a Disney Plus membership.
Thank you, Fortnite.
Yeah. Fortnite gave Swag the 2 months for free, and he was like, "Hey, I got 2 months." I was like, "Cool, give me your password." So we both sort of started watching The Mandalorian. We'll get into that later. But Swag asked me because he was looking through all the stuff they have, and he was like, "Hey, did you notice they don't have Spider-Man: Homecoming or Spider-Man: Far From Home?" And I was like, "I did not notice that, but I know why they don't have those. It's because those are not Disney or Marvel movies; those are Sony movies." And again, we can talk about how like if you're directing for MCU, it's like you're taking orders from Kevin Feige, sure, but John Watts totally ruined Spider-Man because he's working for Sony and they are not telling him what to do. So nah, man, I don't have any faith in John Watts taking up Fantastic Four, and even under like the direction of Kevin Feige, because as much as he wasn't taking orders from Kevin Feige, those Spider-Man movies still came from an outline by Kevin Feige. So it's like, I don't know, man. I'm not into this. I do not. I don't want anything to look. I wasn't gonna see the movie anyways because, like I said, I got off the Marvel bandwagon after Endgame. Sure, yes, I'm gonna watch that Moon Knight series for sure, but that's about it.
Okay, this is
like I said. I'll let you go, Cliff. But like I said, just to reiterate, any excitement I might have had for this project, gone. So, but go ahead, Cliff. Go ahead.
no, okay. I want to say this one thing, and then I want to get Swag's opinion. But I low key imagine like John was on the set, and he's like looking at the notes right like this, and he's like, "All right, this is what Kevin wants us to do in this outline." And then Sony like peeps over the shoulder, and they're like, "Hey, what is that? Oh, cool. So we're gonna do the film this way."
You pulled the Luke Skywalker with the lightsaber. Just
Yeah. Hey, look at those notes really quick. Yeah, let me get the notes. No. All right, cool. So this is how we're gonna do the film.
like here's the outline from Kevin Feige. He's like, all right, cool. That's useless. Let's go.
Well, because we talked about like, remember like Tom wasn't the original Spider-Man. Like Sony picked Tom. Disney had what dude from Ender's Game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, yo. So like, clearly Sony was like, oh yeah, oh fuck's up out of here. Like,
yeah,
my phone didn't break.
Yeah, I hope it didn't either. That's an expensive gag right there. But no, man. I mean, like, yeah, it's I don't know. Swag, what do you think about this?
Sony.
Swag, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like,
The way,
I'm not super against it, but that's the thing. Like,
go ahead.
I still haven't seen, like, I bring it up a lot on this show. I shouldn't have to say it, but I still haven't seen Far From Home. And I still don't intend to, and not even for, like, any of the reasons I said in the past anymore. It's just, I'm kind of just, I'm moving on now. Like, I don't care anymore. And that's the thing. It's like with the MCU too. Like I stepped off and I'm okay. Like I'm not missing anything. I'm not losing anything. I'm fine where I am.
Yeah.
But like if I were still paying attention, maybe I would give it a chance. Mm-hmm. But first I would end up doing what I did with Spider-Man, and I would wait to hear from like YouTubers that I trust, like our boy High Tops Films.
Yeah. Shout out to Alex.
Yeah. But like I said, like I don't know. I have no interest to kind of get like back into it right now, so I'm not like super excited about it at all.
Yeah, and again, like to reiterate, it's not even coming at it from like being a Marvel hater or whatever. It's like I enjoyed the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
And to me, that was just such a satisfying experience. So at the end of Endgame, it's like, I don't want to potentially ruin that by going any further than this. So I think I'm just going to step off the bandwagon.
Yeah.
But like I said, like I'm definitely going to check out that Moon Knight series for sure, for my boy.
Yeah.
And that's also what like we're going all over the place with this Disney news right now, but that's fine. But I'm going to bring up Andor, that they showed off some footage, some behind the scenes footage for, which is a Star Wars thing. Like I said, that's the one I always forgot. I keep forgetting that that's something that's happening. But ever since they announced it, I was like, yeah, I'll watch that, because Cassian was, like, in my opinion, the most interesting character in Rogue One, and it's like, yeah, I'd like to see more with that character, and that's what this series. I mean, obviously, it's a prequel to Rogue One, because spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Rogue One, everybody died at the end of that movie. And listening to Diego Luna talk about in that footage, he was like, it was always sort of bittersweet because it was always one movie, but he says, like, hey, magic happened, and it's like, yeah, of course. So, like, if they're bringing him back to do a prequel series about him and sort of his role in the beginning of the rebellion, I'm there, man. I'm definitely going to watch that show for sure. So yeah, man, there's a lot of really good stuff happening here in these announcements that I'm super excited about. I'm also really excited about The Bad Batch, which they showed a first trailer for. I told Swag about this. I don't know if he saw it yet, but the part that got me most excited was at the end of the trailer, you see the logo for the Clone Wars come up, and then that burns away, and then it reveals the Bad Batch logo underneath it, and I was like, that's sick. That is awesome. That's really cool. There were 2 spin-offs from The Mandalorian announced. The first one being The Rangers of the New Republic, and the second one being, spoiler alert, Ahsoka.
Hey.
So we're definitely going to get more Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano, so that's cool. Lando's getting his own spin-off show, although they clarified while Donald Glover played Lando in Solo, a Star Wars story, it is unclear if he will return for the series. Although I feel like he would definitely return, considering how much love he has for that character and how much he enjoyed playing the part. However, I would like to see both Donald Glover and Billy Dee come back, like, because you could do bookends, Because, like, what if the series is older Lando sort of recounting his adventures as a young man? And so, like, every episode would begin with, like, Billy Dee as Lando being like, like, hey, so this is the story of whatever. And then each episode would end with him sort of being like, but that's sort of what I would do. That's what I'm saying. I'd try and get both of them back. There's a bunch of other stuff here too, like the Acolyte, which I don't know what that is. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this with you, Cliff, specifically, and with you, Swag. So they talked about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and great, I'm there. I am there. You know that. But they announced that Hayden Christensen is returning to play Darth Vader. And my initial thought, and still my opinion, is why? Nothing against Hayden Christensen. I am not a Hayden hater. But you don't need him to play Darth Vader because he's going to be covered up in the mask and the suit, and he's not going to be providing the voice. So what is the purpose of bringing him back?
Listen,
that's really
that guy needs some work, okay? Name me the last good thing he was a part of.
Jumper.
Yeah.
When was that again?
2008.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think this boy needs some work.
That's just it. Like, he retired, well, semi-retired from that. Like, he's still doing stuff, but like, clearly he doesn't need the money. Like, he could live off of Star Wars residuals the rest of his life. So, but like, no, like, it's like, why? We don't. Rogue One proved you don't need Hayden Christensen to play Darth Vader. He wasn't Darth Vader in that movie. It was a wrestler. I don't even know who it was. I know he was a wrestler. Cliff, maybe you know, but I don't.
I'm looking up right now. I totally missed that.
You said wrestler and he started looking.
It was a pro wrestler who's under that suit in Rogue One. And again, it's like, yeah, because you don't need Hayden Christensen. Like, unless Swag, he brought this up to me and he was like, "Well, oh, go ahead, Swag. What was your theory?"
Yeah, I was thinking like unless they do something like they did with Rebels in like the fight between him and Ahsoka, where the helmet got messed up and you could hear his voice also mixed in with the modulator and him talking to Ahsoka. Like, or maybe, some scenes will have him without the helmet. Other than that, like, yeah, it's not. I don't think there's any other reason to have it. And even then, those are very small. Like, those won't be very long.
Yeah, yeah. Because, like on Rebels, there was a moment where the helmet, like, legitimately had, like, a piece of it chipped out, and you could see him underneath the mask. And it's like, sure, you could do that,
Yeah.
but that all feels very, like, fan servicey, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I mean, like, look, I'm gonna watch the show regardless, and Disney's gonna do what Disney is gonna do, and like they're gonna listen to me, you know.
Yeah.
That just felt very weird. Like they announced it and made a really big deal about it, and I saw fans online freaking out about it, and I was like, why is this happening? Again, I know why they did it because it worked, the fans got super excited and they made a big noise about it online, but like stop and think about it for a second doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But those were my thoughts on that. Like I said, I'm going to watch that Obi-Wan series regardless of whether Hayden Christensen was in it or not. So
yeah.
But yeah, that was weird.
Very.
Yeah, they announced a bunch of animated stuff. There's a new animated series, A Droid Story, which is about a new droid protagonist being mentored, I guess, by R2-D2 and C-3PO, so that looks cool. Star Wars Visions, an anthology short film collection it's an anime, so hey, I'm there.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's some of the cool Star Wars stuff that's happening. Cliff, if you want to get a little bit more in depth on the Marvel stuff, hold up, before I let you run wild, they did announce something, which, like I said, most of the Marvel stuff I was like, eh. But there was one thing that got me super excited that I don't think anybody was expecting, although we should have. There's going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Written and directed by James Gunn, which will be Disney Plus in 2022. I got that mixed up yesterday when I told you, Swag. It's not this year. It will
Dang
be.
it.
No, I was so excited too. But 2022 Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas holiday special from James Gunn, and he apparently had to clarify because people on the internet are stupid. Fans thought that this was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and that it was being dumped straight to streaming. So James Gunn today had to clarify to people like, no, this is not Volume 3. This is a separate thing altogether. So just in case anybody out there watching this had the same thought, there you go. It's not the same thing. But go ahead, Cliff. Go ahead.
All right. So what do we start with first? Well, we did get the preview. Well, we got a second trailer of WandaVision. I know you said that you weren't excited about it. I'm just more intrigued. I don't really know how the excitement level goes for me.
Well, Cliff, not to cut you off. I would say yes, you are 100% correct. Like it's intriguing. It is. A lot of this stuff is like even the trailer for that Loki series. It's intriguing, although I have no idea what's going on in that show. I saw the trailer, and like I said, very intriguing, but it was hard for me to get excited because I didn't understand anything that was happening in that trailer.
Bro, same.
Yeah,
I will say that before I let you go, Cliff, I did think it was cool that Owen Wilson is hanging out in the Marvel universe and his brother Luke Wilson is hanging out in the DC universe. Like, that's pretty cool. But go ahead, Cliff. Go ahead.
Yeah. Wow. That's all I can imagine. That's all I see.
Wow.
So we did have the WandaVision, like I said, and the trailer did look intriguing, as well as the Loki one. You're right. Like I was intrigued with that one because I want to see what's all about. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier definitely got me like hyped. Like
Like I
I
said,
can't.
that's one where I was like, that looks cool, for
Yeah.
sure.
A lot of action, a lot of good. It looks really like a lot of good story. I like the suit too. I'm not gonna lie, Falcon's suit looked pretty fly. So I was like, all right, cool. We're somewhere with it. The one I really want to talk about though is the What If series though, because that really
Yeah.
was eye opening. Just to say.
And that's what that's more or less what I want to see, because I really love sort of the experimental, like, hey, what if we did this instead of that? Like, that's cool to me. I love seeing that sort of thing.
I love seeing Peggy Carter as Captain Britain. That was definitely cool. And then you pointed out that Steve was actually Iron Man, so I was like, "Oh, okay, I see. Well, that's kind of cool." I didn't realize that one. T'Challa being Star Lord, I was like, "Oh!" And then I'm not even gonna front, like the zombie one didn't get me hyped up.
Yeah, that was the one when I saw it in that trailer. I was like, oh, like, okay, doing Marvel's zombies. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, it was
You got it.
so. I was
I'll
like,
watch it.
I was like, "Oh, shut your face! I need that in my veins to now."
Yeah.
We did also get the announcement of She-Hulk is
Yeah.
coming along, which was definitely cool. And Mark Ruffalo is going to be in
Mark Ruffalo's
She-Hulk.
coming, as well as Abomination. First time we've seen him since Incredible Hulk. So
Yeah, that's gonna say that's
yeah,
that's
surprising. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I was hyped with that. We have the announcement of Moon Knight, as we said. So like that series has definitely got me all hyped. I'm ready for that to finally get put in production and get out, so I can actually start watching it myself. We did get Miss Marvel is also been announced, so I was definitely
getting an EPK for that as well,
We
which
did.
pretty cool.
I'm excited. And then it was also announced too, right? She's going to be in Captain Marvel too.
Yes, they did announce that as well. So, like, true to their word, like the movies and these TV shows are going to have a lot of crossover. So that's pretty
Let's go.
cool. I like it.
We also got the announcement that the Secret Invasion is coming.
Secret Invasion starring Samuel L. Jackson and Ben
Motherfucker.
Mendelsohn. Yes, exactly. Which I think I've made it clear on this podcast, or maybe I haven't. I'm not a fan of Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
But whatever. If it's a TV show, clearly they're not doing it in the movies, although there might be some crossover here and there. That's fine. But good.
Yeah, well, and then Ben Mendelsohn is coming back as well,
Yeah.
so that was cool. I liked seeing that both those guys are going to come back for this series. One that really got me intrigued too was Ironheart.
Yes,
So I'm
Ironheart.
super hyped to see Ree in the MCU world finally.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Ironheart is she's the one that kind of like makes advancements on Tony's suits. So she's like the next big genius that we're getting.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see her. We are getting Armor Wars, and Don Cheadle is returning for that. So it's like, oh my god. And then again, you've already mentioned it, but we can't stop but be hyped about the Christmas Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna
What are the odds they make Groot the Christmas tree?
What if like he's like an adult tree now, and he like
they just decorate him with like tinsel and lights and everything? Oh man.
I hope they don't plug him in. That could be disastrous.
I think it would be funny if like they're decorating him and then it's like, wait, combat, and like you just see Groot just like go into combat mode, like all the decorations fall off of him.
Yeah. I need him to start hurling ornaments.
Yes.
Just like take them off.
Yeah, like what if the decorations are also weapons? Like, dude,
Grenades. Some of them are
the ornaments are actually just grenades painted red and green and stuff like.
Yes.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Speaking of our favorite Christmas tree, I Am Groot is
Yeah.
going to be an animated series, and I'm so hyped
Yep.
because it's Baby Groot. It's going to
Yes.
be our guy.
It's a collection of animated shorts.
I can't wait.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that for sure.
Oh, yeah, that definitely got me. I was like, oh, come on, man. Let me get all of this noise in right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff happening over there at Disney, and you know what? Good for them. Good for them, because I kind of poked fun at Disney Plus a little bit, because it's like they launched, and they really only had The Mandalorian ready to go, and like sure they've had some of their smaller stuff, like they had that High School Musical series or whatever, but like how many people watched that, you know? But like most people have been living from season 1 Mandalorian to season 2 with very little fanfare in between. But I mean, like it looks like they got a full slate coming up, so good for them, man. Like they definitely, and again, like it's like they're definitely putting a lot of emphasis on Star Wars, especially over there on Disney Plus, rather than theatrical releases. Because I think, look, Cliff and I have beat this subject to death. We were not fans of the Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
And Swag, Cliff, and I, like we all like, yeah, we liked The Force Awakens, we liked The Last Jedi, but like everything else was kind of hit or miss. But they seem to have struck gold with The Mandalorian and Clone Wars over there, even though that's over. But like they're doing the Bad Batch, so I mean, like, which is a continuation of the Clone Wars. You know, I'm excited for the future of Star Wars for sure. In a way that I wasn't for a while there. But hey, man, like I'm willing to give this stuff a shot. I really am. What about you, Cliff? I mean, I know you're excited, regardless, but
Well, and you know what? I'll be fair, okay? I think Disney did it right. And I say that in a sense that they launched out so much content right off the jump that like people weren't going to be able to enjoy anything, right? So Mandalorian obviously was like the lead into everything. So you have the Mandalorian come out for 8 weeks, right? But then there's like so much content that people can catch up on. There's like no reason to rush, right? And then they get into season 2 for the Mandalorian, and people are like, "Well, we're already like burning through all of your content," because like just recently they released D2 and D3. So like the Mighty Duck series, the part 2 and part 3 came out finally. And like so now all of a sudden people are like burning through all of that. And now, Mulan came out, or is coming came out. So people are burned through that. And so like now people are like starting to get hungry for like all new content. And I, just like me as like, a crack age, I'm just over here scratching. But yeah, you just see people like are starting to fiend for it, and now like Disney's like, all right, now we can give you guys the stuff because you guys have had like a whole year to burn through all of our content. So whether you've watched the X-Men series or the Mighty Ducks, or you've watched Boy Meets World, which like currently I'm working on all over again, you just have so much content that you can eat up. Like Disney was like, hey, we don't have to rush to do anything, and then they announced all of this, and now all of a sudden you see, people like me. I'm just like, fuck, why can't this come out in January? Like I need this out now.
you know what, Cliff? That's an interesting take, and I'm like, you know what? I think it actually is kind of smart because you launch Disney Plus, and people clearly are going to be overwhelmed with nostalgia and want to relive all the stuff that they grew up with and whatnot.
Yep.
Before they consume new content. It's like, no, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, that's pretty. Also, Cliff, I just noticed the shirt you're wearing, and I love that. That's awesome. But
Okay.
Swag, hold on, Swag, what do you think? How do you feel about all these crazy new announcements? And like, is there anything here that you're really, really looking forward to?
I mean, like I'm, like yeah, like we're kind of getting into Disney Plus right now, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm glad that we're getting a whole bunch of new stuff, and like a lot of the Star Wars stuff, yeah, that stuff I'm probably the most excited for. Uh, Mainly because it's like recently I've had this kick for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I think it was because like I think Rise of Skywalker killed a lot of the momentum I had for Star Wars, but like it's started to build back up again, and I've just been wanting more and more.
Yeah.
But uh, as far like I don't like, there are some things that's like maybe maybe not, but no, it's definitely good that they're getting out new content.
Hmm.
And I can't wait to just check out some of this stuff for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I read because I was like, there's a Star Wars show called The Acolyte coming out. This is apparently set during the final days of the High Republic, so
Mm,
that's interesting, for sure.
yeah.
So, yeah, no, yeah, like it's funny. Again, I don't mean to beat this already dead and decaying horse, but like, I think it was like the 1-2 punch of Solo and Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Like, look, like a lot of this stuff, like I said, there's a lot of really good stuff in here that I'm really excited for. I'm looking forward to Andor. I'm looking forward to that Obi-Wan series.
Yeah.
Any and all of these Mandalorian spin-offs for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. The Bad Batch, I'm with it. The Marvel stuff less so. Again, not like as a hater or whatever, but it's like some of that stuff, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I am very, like I said, I definitely am checking out that Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special and the What If series. Like those are easily up there. But other than that, oh yeah, and like I said, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that looks cool. I'm into that. So yeah, man, like we'll see where this all goes. Like I said, once we start getting footage or whatever, like that's definitely going to have an impact on anticipation for sure. But yeah, Cliff, anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch more that we gotta add. We gotta add to this. Let's get into actually really quick. Disney did announce a lot more stuff other than just the Star Wars and the Marvel side. So some of the things I do want to touch on, right? They announced that Cruella will be coming out in May. So I'm excited for that.
Is that going to Disney Plus or is that theatrical?
It's at Disney Plus.
Okay.
It says cinemas. It's supposed to hit cinemas, but you know how it is. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tom Hanks is going to be in the remake of Pinocchio.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get ahead of you, Cliff. The other thing that got me so excited from this whole thing. Look, again, not to step on your moment here, Cliff, but Lightyear.
Oh yeah.
Buzz Lightyear. Oh my god. Can we talk about that? Please, can we talk about this? Because this is so... Oh my god. Okay, so Chris Evans, he immediately went on social media after the announcement because I think he knew fans were going to have, not all fans obviously, but I think he knew some fans might react to it negatively, the idea of him playing Buzz Lightyear. So he kind of wanted to get ahead of it, and he's like, look, when they came to me with this project, I had no idea why they wanted me to do this because to me, I'm quoting him. He said, to me, Tim Allen is Buzz Lightyear, so it would make no sense for anyone else, especially me, to take over the role. But he said when they were pitching him the idea for the movie, he was smiling from ear to ear the entire time. And he was just so hyped and excited that he could finally share the news. And he said, I'm not replacing Tim Allen. This movie does not step on anything that came before it. And he assured everybody that they would love the movie, and like I'm so excited. Like they had me at Chris Evans is Buzz Lightyear. Like that's awesome. Like that's amazing. But like the idea of the movie is like it's not a Toy Story movie. It's not a Toy Story like spin-off or sequel or whatever. The idea is this movie is about the original Buzz Lightyear that the action figure is based on, and I'm like, that's awesome. I'm there. Sign me up. Like, let's do this right now. I'm super hyped for it. They showed off a single image of Buzz Lightyear in this movie, and it looks great. I'm all for it. And they did like a title, like logo reveal as well. And dude, like this is easy. This is probably. I know how weird it's gonna sound, but this is probably the one thing I'm most hyped for that they announced. Like, oh, I'm so excited! I can't wait to see it. I can't wait until we get like a full trailer or whatever. Like, this is gonna be awesome. Swag, what do you think about this?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited. I remember you brought this to me. I was like, oh wow, like this is gonna be really crazy, especially the way that they're planning on doing it. Like this, I can't wait to see this. I also think it's funny. Chris Evans is going from playing a super soldier for Disney to playing a space ranger for Disney.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's yo man, I'm just
I'm gonna be honest, man. I just need them to bring Woody. I want to see the man. I just want, you know what? And you know what? Make it Chris Pratt. Make Chris Pratt play Woody.
or
You already played a cowboy once.
Right, but hear me out. Hear me out. Chris Pine is Woody.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not against that idea either. Though.
I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, Cliff, what do you think about this movie, man?
Yo, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for Lightyear. There's no doubt about it. I was like, damn. Because at first it was, the way it was presented to me and what I didn't even get to check out the trailer. The way it was told to me was, oh yeah, this movie is about the guy who went to the moon. I was like, why would he do a movie about Buzz? That makes no sense. And then
Aldrin?
Yeah, and then when I went back and read it, I was like, oh, it's about the toy. I was like, oh, that's fucking lit. I want this now.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it, man. It's oh man, like I said, like the way Evans talked about it, like that made me even more excited for it. So yeah, I can't wait. But oh, look, I had to get that out of my system because, like I said, that's probably the thing I'm most excited about. But go ahead.
All right, so we'll get into Peter Pan reboot. We're gonna get Disenchanted sequel is coming out, which I'm excited. With Disenchanted, it's a sequel to Enchanted. We'll just put it out there. Amy Adams is coming back. There was also an announcement for Sister Act 3, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of okay with that. We do have a remake of Willow that was announced.
Is it a remake or is it a sequel?
That's what they said. They described it more about the series to a remake of the film Willow, set decades after.
Okay.
More importantly, what I'm going to be excited about, I'm not going to front. Okay, Hocus Pocus 2 is coming. All right.
Yes.
Let's not play. Let's not play around. But
these kids rejoice. So.
Yeah. But the one thing and I want to get your guys' opinion on this. This was something I read, and I was like, I'm not okay with this, right? So 3 Men and a Baby is being remade, and Zac Efron is the lead, right? So I can't be mad because Zac Efron, right. But it's the whole idea that we're remaking these movies again and then like putting them back out. Like, yes, I said I was hyped for Hocus Pocus because it's a sequel. It's not like they're remaking Hocus Pocus, right? Yeah.
That would be a whole different story.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of looking at this like, so for me personally, like I said, like I don't want history to be written because I loved the original. So
it's a classic.
It's a classic.
No, I'm with you, man. When I saw this announcement, I was like, is that really necessary? Like, and again, like I'm with you, Cliff. Like Zac Efron, I like Zac Efron. I have nothing against him whatsoever. But like the idea of like, again, like, do we need this? Does anybody was anybody clamoring for this? I don't think so. Like,
I just want to see what that room is looking like. Hey, you know what would be really cool right now? If we got Zac Efron to be in 3 Men and a Baby. Fucking let's do it. Announce that.
So it's like people want Efron in a remake of 3 Men and a Baby. It's like, where are you doing your research, dude? Like, I don't.
What was there a bunch of women from like 49 to 60 that were like, "Hey, we want to see Zac Efron in 3 Men and a Baby"?
I could think of that must have been their focus group because who else? And again, like, I don't mean to like be raining on anybody's parade, but it's like seriously, like, I'm not. Nah.
So we're gonna keep moving. So, Rhea, we did talk about that already because we said we were excited for that one. Then the other one that I really I'm not gonna front, like I'm not excited about this. Baymax is coming back.
Yeah,
I'm a big Hero 6 fan.
me too. Me
Yeah.
too. And it is that thing where, again, like going through Disney Plus for the first time, I was like, oh, they have the Big Hero 6 animated series, cool. And then like you, Cliff, I saw the Baymax announcement. I was like, sure, like that could be cool, but like,
No.
give me the team, give me the team. Like
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
so.
I was just like, all I keep thinking about is like, that's me.
Yeah,
So the heart side of me, I was like, oh, Baymax, I love you.
like, I love Baymax too, but I mean, like Big Hero 6, man, give me a sequel. Like that's what I want.
And like to be fair, like I think it's like Baymax. I think Baymax doesn't work without at least Hito.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
You're
for
right.
sure.
One other one that we'll touch on really quick, and then we'll just kind of keep moving because, like I said, there was a whole bunch of stuff you guys can read about it. But Zootopia Plus is coming out, which is gonna be all, yeah, it's gonna be all focused on like the DMV side, so we get to see Flash all
Yeah.
over. So I'm excited for this.
That's good stuff.
But yeah, I was excited to see Flash. I'm back to that again.
Yo, an animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie.
Yes.
I missed that.
That
Yeah, cool.
that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why they didn't.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah. That way you don't have to worry about like.
You don't have
You
to
can
worry
only-
about the kids aging out of the roles. So, that makes way more sense. Yeah.
Just do the amazing gumball thing. Just recast the voice. That's it, and you won't have much of a problem at all.
Dude, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know how I missed any of that. Yeah. No, I mean, Chippendale Rescue Rangers starring John Mulaney and Andy Samberg. What? Look, I'm in. You got me. I'm in. No, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that I missed, but yeah, that's yeah. There's some good
you know
stuff
what?
in here.
Also,
What's up,
they did mention this. This was kind of probably like the downer part.
Hmm.
They are raising the price of Disney Plus
Ooh.
by a whole $1.
Oh, all right. Well,
Okay.
whatever.
What? Yeah,
So-
it's like whatever.
Yeah,
How
instead of $7, we're starting to see the
Oh
Netflix thing happen.
no, the world is ending. Disney Plus went up by
Or-
$1.
Or
Or
you could do what I found out. So, because people who have Verizon, if you have their unlimited ultra wide, whatever, ultimate edition, whatever, basically, you get Disney Plus for free. And
Nice.
not only that, you get Hulu and you get ESPN Plus. You got all three of them, plus you get Apple Music for free. So I'm like, oh, shout out to
Package
Verizon.
that's a pretty good deal, man.
It's a great
Yeah,
deal. I was like,
If you have it, get on that, ladies and gentlemen, for sure.
Yeah. I just turned I didn't know, so I had the old ultimate plan, the all unlimited plan, and then they were like, "Hey, you can upgrade." And I was just like, "I'm not upgrading." They're like, "No, your unlimited plan." I was like, "It's $65 for unlimited everything." They're like, $80 gets you Disney Plus. It's like, sign me up.
You were like, you bet I'm gonna upgrade. Let's do that.
Yeah. I was like, does everybody get to use my account too? They're like, yeah. I was like, put my wife's on like the simplest one.
Oh my god.
I was like, she has unlimited data. She's like $60. Me, I have $80, and then my daughter, she has $10 of like unlimited data for her tablet. I'm like, yo, this is a deal. Let's go. You know how much money it changed on my bill? 0.
It's a good
Let me
deal.
go.
If you got it, use it, people. That's what I'm saying.
It's like, I need
Oh
this
my gosh.
life.
All right, so oh man, so that's the bulk of the Disney announcements. Again, there's more in there if you want to check it out. You can Google it and find it. There are a few
Dog,
things.
we didn't even talk about what FX announced. About
Oh,
Fox
we'll have to get into that. Some
later.
other Alien series.
Oh, okay,
It's gonna be
cool.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll have to do that another time because we're running a little long here. But and there are some things I want to talk about before we get out of here. So, hey, we talked about Patty Jenkins doing Rogue Squadron. Let's talk more about Patty Jenkins because she's awesome, and she did an interview here, and she confirmed something that I think we all assumed, but it's nice to hear her say it. So she recently did an interview on a podcast. Hey, maybe we can get Patty on this podcast. But she talked about the 2017 Justice League theatrical cut, and I love what she had to say about it. This is a direct quote. She said, "I think that all of us DC directors tossed that out just as much as the fans did. Uh, but also, I felt that that version contradicted my first movie in many ways, and this current movie, which I was already in production on." She also said, "The only thing I have done and have always tried to do is I knew when Zack was doing Justice League where she sort of ends up. So I always tried to, I didn't want to change her suit because I never want to. I don't want to contradict his films, Zack Snyder's films, you know, but yet I have to have my own films, and he's been very supportive of that. And so I think that Justice League, that Justice League was kind of an outlier. They were trying to turn one thing into kind of another, and so then it becomes, I don't recognize half of these characters. I'm not sure what is going on. So her statements on the theatrical cut of Justice League sort of echo what I've already talked about James Wan said, where after that movie came out, he was sort of uncertain whether or not he wanted to do Aquaman because he was like, that's not the version of the character Zach and I collaborated on, and that version is not a version of the character I'm interested in putting up on the screen. But like I said, he called Zach and they, walked everything back, and he's like, okay, now I can make my movie. So, like I said, it was just nice to hear Patty kind of say again what we all sort of expected, that everybody who was working over there at DC and still is, they were just like, no, thank you, just throw that right out the window. So that's pretty cool. Cliff, what do you think about that?
No, I mean, it makes sense. We all thought that movie was trash. So let's just call it what it was. That movie was trash. It was.
It was bad. It was not
It was
good.
horrible. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was not good. And so seeing Zach come through and say, "Hey, like I've got this," and then Patty's like back in his view of the movie, like clearly, like he was on the right track. It's just some people at Warner Brothers were being a bunch of fuckboys, and we're like, "Oh, we don't believe in your vision. Get Joss Whedon in here. He did the Avenger movie. It should be good," and it wasn't.
No.
No, it was not good at all. But Swag, what do you think?
No, yeah, I'm happy that this is the way it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah,
some
like
solidarity.
yeah, like hearing, like, about like Aquaman and how that he wanted to keep it in line with Zack's vision and his film, and now hearing that here, it's like, yeah, no, I'm glad that this is the way that it is, and it's nice to hear like this kind of loyalty between these directors and stuff. So it's nice, and I'm glad that this is a thing that's happening.
Yeah, same. It is. It's just it's great to see that. Like I said, like I talked about this when Zack Snyder's Justice League was like announced, like it's officially happening. I was like, to the people, like to the toxic fans who were part of the movement, like, screw you guys are awful, I hate you. But like specifically the people who were harassing Patty Jenkins, because it's like, Patty is Zack's best friend. Like, that's on record, it's documented. And for her to like come in here and be like, yeah, like we were not on board with what happened, and like my movies were always meant to be a part of his vision, and like they support each other, and it's like, I love seeing it. I really do. So yeah, nothing but love to Patty Jenkins, and just thanks for saying, like, again, like what we all sort of suspected all along. But yeah, that's great. The other thing I want to talk about, and Swag put the graphic up right here. Let's do an installment of hashtag fake nerd news. So
let's go.
Before we get out of here, this is the Spider-Man edition. Let's talk about it. So, up front, actual news in regards to this upcoming third Spider-Man movie. Alfred Molina has been confirmed to be playing Dr. Octopus in this movie. And I'm all for that because he did a great job in Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Directed by Sam Raimi. He was great. That's cool. But this has only sparked rumors and speculation, all of it unconfirmed, that again, this is the Spider-Verse. And I want to break down why that's not the case. Number one, y'all remember Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus died at the end of Spider-Man 2. And not
Yeah.
because sure, you could make the argument, oh, it's a comic book, they could bring him back to life. Sure, I'll give you that one. But to bring him back to life as a villain would spit in the face of that movie. Because if you remember, he died a hero at the end of that movie. Unless you forgot his final line of dialogue, I will not die a monster, before he sacrificed his own life to shut down his machine. So again, it's like there's no way he's playing the same Dr. Octopus he did before. Just like we talked about when Jamie Foxx was announced to be playing Electro. He basically confirmed, no, this is not the same Electro. I'm playing a different Electro. This has to be the same thing because it makes no sense to bring back that version of Dr. Octopus for the reasons I just laid out. And because of this news, again, like, that's for real, that's happening. He is coming back to play Dr. Octopus. But this has only sparked even more rampant speculation and unfounded news that, like, Tobey Maguire is coming back, and Andrew Garfield is coming back, Kristen Dunst is coming back, and Emma Stone. Again, Emma Stone's face is dead. She's dead as a doorknob. Unless, of course, you're opening up the Spider-Verse and she's Spider-Gwen, which, hey, I'm not going to say no to that. But again, none of this is confirmed. And you can point me to articles online. Those are all fan articles. None of them have any confirmation from reliable sources anywhere. It's all rumors and speculation. Now, as I say every time we do this segment on this show, if I am wrong, I will admit so. I will. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. However, like I said, I've done so much research to try and get any kind of confirmation on any of this and have only found fan rumors and speculation. Like, no sources anywhere. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Cliff, do you have anything to say?
Oh, no, I just have stuff to add to it.
Mhm.
Because it wasn't only that was announced, but a certain website that we continually tell people to just stop looking at. Okay?
Yeah.
Listen, guys, we don't have the answers. We definitely don't have everything covered. But if you announce that Marvel is reportedly rebooting The Punisher and bringing back John, like, that's not even confirmed. They're not reporting to bring back Charlie. That's not confirmed. Although, like, it's fun to imagine.
Yes.
It's not a thing. So you guys have to, like, stop putting so much weight into it until. Look, if Disney was gonna make that announcement, they would have done that. They would have done it on 12/10.
Yesterday.
They would have done it yesterday. Of all
There's
the
no way they would have sat on that.
that would have been the time.
Exactly. It would have happened yesterday. And look, I'm glad you brought that up because I completely forgot about that as well. They were talking about, like, oh, Charlie Cox's Daredevil is also confirmed to appear in Spider-Man 3. So, no, he's not. In fact, Charlie Cox has gone on record as saying, like, yeah, nobody's talking to me about it. Like, he said, like, nobody has talked to me about anything. And people are like, oh, well, maybe he's lying to throw people off. Charlie Cox has been the one guy, every time it's rumored that his Daredevil is going to appear in a movie, he's always the first one to be like, yeah, no. And then everybody's like, he's just throwing us off. And he's never appeared in any of those movies. Remember when, like, it was rumored he was going to appear in Civil War? And he was like, nah, that's not true. And if Daredevil does appear in that movie, it won't be me. And then Daredevil did not appear in that movie. People did the same thing with Infinity War and Endgame. And he was like, nope, that's not happening. And it didn't happen. I'm just saying, if we're judging by history, Charlie Cox does not lie to us.
Yeah. He's been keeping it straight with us this whole time, people.
Charlie Cox has been the one guy keeping it 100 with all of it. So, and again, I don't mean to rain on anybody's parade. Like Cliff said, it's fun to imagine that all this is going to happen. It really is. And again, I will reiterate, if I'm wrong, I will be man enough to admit so. I'm just saying there's no confirmation anywhere except for like bogus sites that Cliff and I constantly have to debunk on this show over and over and over again. And it makes me mad. So, yeah, we definitely need to bring that up.
Listen, okay? The t-shirt here says I'm the captain of Team Fouquet, okay? But if you just pronounce it phonetically, it does say fuck it, okay? And that's how I feel about certain sites. When I look at it, I just say right there, okay? And sometimes, you know, like I said, we don't have this covered, but you know who you are putting out these false rumors, getting people all hyped about some shit that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because you notice that they didn't say, also that same site didn't say Luke Cage is reportedly coming back, or Iron Fist is reportedly coming back, or Jessica Jones is reportedly coming back. They didn't say any of that because they just wish. Because let me be honest, John is an amazing Punisher. He will be probably next to Tom will be my favorite Punisher, right? And I say Tom because he's just a man. But next to Tom, like John is up there as far as Punishers. And if I wanted to see a reboot of the Punisher on Disney, not on Disney Plus, on Hulu, because let's be real, they put on Disney Plus, we're getting a watered down version of that. It would be phenomenal, and I'd be all about it. I will. But I'm gonna tell you right now, as far as if I got this wrong, I will never admit to it. Because I would be like,
Cliff.
I'm just gonna say, whatever. They got one right.
They got one right.
One out of
like, look, I mean, like that's like we've talked about it on the show. That same website, they get lucky every once in a while, and one of their stories is true. But that's because they throw so much crap at the wall. Like some of it has to stick. You know what I mean? Like they get lucky every once in a while.
Even if like broken clock is right twice a day.
People were like, but they were right about Arrow ending. It's like, yeah, but they also said all of those shows were ending. It's like,
but you know what? To be fair, every year you could have been like Arrow's ending, and you would have been right technically because the season ended.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
This is the last season of Arrow. Well, technically, it's right because it's season 1 is ending. Season 2 is gonna start.
Yeah, so it's like, guys, you have to stop reporting anything that website says as fact. Like, you have no idea how annoying it is to me every time I see somebody quote them as a credible source. It's like, I just want to reach through my screen and punch people in the face. Like,
it just reminds me because every time I see, you notice that they always put in the words reportedly, because then at that point you can say anything.
Yeah, because that's how you get away with it. Because like, well, we never said it was confirmed. It's like, you know what you're doing. Stop it. Like, stop it.
We here at Nerds at the Roundtable will confirm that reportedly DC is hiring Clifford Miller of Nerds at the Roundtable to play the next rendition of Batman.
Reportedly, according to my secret source, who I will not reveal at this time. So there you go. There you go. There's the top story for the day, ladies and gentlemen.
It happened. the first Latino Batman right here. This guy.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, like, we have to do it. We have to do it because nobody else is doing it. Again, not to rain on anybody's parade, but like, check your sources, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I ask. Oh my goodness.
We're raining on all your parades.
I wanted to.
Go ahead.
I wanted to end it with a "it's just a theory" meme, but we kind of got too far from that.
A little too far from it. But
I was like, well, hey, the only thing I have to say is that these fan articles are just a theory. A nerd theory.
And cut. Yeah. Exactly where you're going. Oh my goodness. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for #Nerd News today. That's going to do it for the show. Yeah, we went pretty long today, but like I said, a lot of Disney stuff. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to bring you all the news we can. So yeah, let's start wrapping it up. Cliff, let everybody out there know where they can find you online.
So you guys can find me on all your favorite social media platforms, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. What's the new one? Clapper. I just ordered that one. Triller. All at the same. And Vero. So you can find me at _RedDog85. That's where you can find me. You can find me right here on Nerds at Roundtable, or you can find me on the 3 Count Podcast, and even the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring. We're gonna do a special exclusive. You guys will be the first ones to hear about this one because, you know, we haven't really announced it yet. But we are launching a new show. And we made that announcement, but we didn't make the announcement who the host was going to be. So you guys going to be the first ones to hear it because I want to do it. I don't care what anybody else says. So the new show that's coming out is called Returning to the Ring. It's going to be a brand new show. It's going to go live on YouTube as well as Facebook and Twitch. So if you have any of those platforms, you come join us, talk to us, and you can ask wrestlers legit questions right there on the spot. So we're going to have big names. TJ Perkins, you guys may have known him from WWE. He's coming on the show. We're invited Shaw Guerrero to come back. Eddie Guerrero's daughter is going to come back on the show. So we have a lot of big guests coming. And fun part, the host of the show is a very familiar person to Antonio and myself. Anthony Lujan will be the host of that show.
Nice. Very cool. Very nice of you to break that here on this show, Cliff. Appreciate it. It's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, go check it out. Go check that out. Go check out Cliff on all his social medias. You know what to do. Swag, once again, let everybody know about the YouTube channel and what they can expect over there.
Yeah, you guys can come over to Mr. Swagtastic on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, at the moment and for the time being, you can come watch me as I continue my adventures in Night City. Yeah. If you really want to see what's going on with Cyberpunk, if you want to see how I'm playing the game, the decisions that I'm making, how my story is going to end, yeah, just come over to YouTube, Mr. Swagtastic. It's a good time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a city to burn.
Very nice. Very nice. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, go check him out, Mr. Swagtastic on YouTube. It is indeed a good time, especially if you want a lot of Cyberpunk in your life right now, and who doesn't? Except for Cliff.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am, of course, Antonio Padilla, the Super Claus today. And you can find me on all social media, either at Tron Pilgrim, at Tron Pilgrim 87. Again, I'm going to plug Vero because it continues to be my favorite social media. And like I said, they just updated to their 2.0 version and it's awesome. Go give it a try if you haven't. It's phenomenal. Again, you can like Nerds of the Roundtable on Facebook, facebook.com/realnerdsoftheroundtable. Follow us on Twitter at realnerds_. And of course, you can find us on anchor.fm/nerds and Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are available, as well as right here on YouTube if you're watching us. We appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and share these videos with your friends and your family if you think they would appreciate them. It helps out a lot. We appreciate it. So yeah, that's going to do it for us today, ladies and gentlemen. That's the news for this week. And we will see you again next time. Same nerd time, same nerd channel. Good night, folks.
Future Swag, cue that outro.